Hey guys, what's up? It's Zyflin here, and today we're going to be taking a look at the Quatz. This is an Amphis-inspired secondary weapon that was added into the game with the last update, and it's got a few gimmicks around it. Overall, I think it's a pretty cool weapon. I wouldn't be going out of my way as a newer player to pick it up, because the one major downside that I find with it is that it runs out of ammo pretty quickly, even whenever it's fully modded. So if you're a newer player and you're picking it up, chances are you're going to run out of ammo even more, because you're going to be using more ammo to take down the enemies that you want to take down, right? Unless you're playing against very, very low level content. So that's really the only major downside I can find with the weapon. Other than that, it's pretty cool. It looks cool. It kills the bad guys and all that good stuff. It's got a gimmick around it where if you are aiming down sights, it's going to shoot 4 bullets at a time, but it's going to be semi-automatic. Whenever you're shooting from the hip, it's fully automatic, and then if you completely empty the magazine, then it's going to do like an Amphis slam attack effect, where it's going to stun surrounding enemies with an electric proc, right? So that is really the only special things about this weapon. The full auto mode is mainly status, where the aiming down sights mode is mainly crit, and you can get some pretty consistent crits with the build that I'm going to go ahead and show you guys right now. So I went ahead and put a ton of form on this. I put 7 form on just to experiment around with builds, and this is kind of what I ended up with. I went with the free dual stat mods just to get the maximum amount of status chance to 98.1% on the full auto, and then the 88.1% on the semi-auto. You can see the damage numbers, they are the same on both the firing modes. So we got 154.6 heat, 62.2 slash, 17.8 puncture, 79.9 impact, and 406.8 corrosive. We've got Hornet Strike on here for damage, Barrel Fusion for multi-shot, Lethal Torque for fire rate and multi-shot, Prime Target Cracker for critical damage, and then Prime Pistol Gambit for critical chance. You can replace from the normal if you don't have these. We've got Pistol Pestilence for the Toxin, Jolt for the electric, and that's going to make our corrosive damage, and then Scorch for the added heat. And you can swap this out for Frostbite if you want to run corrosive and cold instead. So it's a pretty basic standard build that I've been running. I wouldn't take this into the likes of a endurance run. You definitely could, but I think that there is better weapons out there for that. But the best way for me to demonstrate this is to just show you how it plays versus the level 165 enemies. I'm going to be demonstrating it versus the level 165, and that's not a realistic scenario. The AI are going to be paused. That doesn't give you like any stealth bonuses or anything like that. Let's go ahead and spawn in 20 of them instead of 1. That's just a misconception that if you have enemies paused within the simulacrum, you get a stealth bonus. That only applies for melee, not for your actual pistols. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to aim at the head and fire at this heavy gunner with the zoomed in, so the semi-auto. And you're going to see how consistent the crits are. Now, I am running cruiser projection on my Octavia. That's something to keep in mind as well. But you can see that we get some pretty consistent crits. And the thing is, like, the more we shoot at this guy, his armor's just going to be stripped away more and more. So he's going to become easier to kill the more we shoot. And here's the fully auto. Fully auto kind of kicks up a little bit, but you can see how, like, this starts to eat away at your ammo. Your damage isn't as high per bullet because you don't have that extremely high crit. I believe the crit chance is somewhere between 30% and 40% on the fully automatic. So, you know, you're not getting those super higher numbers, but your damage does scale pretty well because the enemy armor is completely stripped away at this point, even though I missed half my shots there. So you kind of want to aim at their chest level, and then that way you're going to be hitting the head more consistently. And then there was the Amphis stun effect that came out there as well. So there you go. Got a little bit more damage there. We got a slash proc applied as well. And then you could, you know, zoom in and then finish him off that way. Honestly, I would just, you know, stay with the aim down sights if I wanted to deal a lot of damage to one target. But then if you wanted to apply status effects like widespread, then using the hip fire is a-okay. I'm going to be honest, I don't really like the whole, you know, aiming to change the firing mode, but I mean, I guess it's cool. It's different. It's unique, but I would rather have the choice, you know, just being able to swap between by pressing my alt fire. But that's just me, and I am picky, as we all know. And there, he's dead. So it's a pretty alright weapon. It's definitely got the aesthetics going for it, in my opinion, and it was really fun to level. I'm going to say that much. I usually find that if I find a weapon that is fun to level, it's probably going to be fun later on as well. But other than that, there's not really much to say about this weapon. You could experiment with, you know, the likes of a gas build with expel mods and stuff like that, but I don't really think that this is the type of weapon that I would be taking into an endurance run or something like that, but that's just me. I would be using something more tailored to killing specific enemies and whatnot. This could definitely play a role in killing high, I want to say VIP targets, I guess. But like I said, I think that there's better out there. Still a really solid gun. Definitely pick it up. I'm not too sure how you actually get it. Probably just a market purchase, but it was part of the Amphis Armor Collection. Let's go ahead and take a look at what I have in my inbox. It is part of the Quatz collection, so you get all this cool stuff here. Armor sets for your Kubros, for your Warframe, and then you get the Quatz itself. So yeah, that is pretty much it for the weapon, guys. If you enjoyed this video, go ahead and hit that like button below. If you want to see more Warframe content from me, hit subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one.